individuals into sexual acts against their will. Weapons in this case are used as a tool of intimidation and torture, becoming the main means of imposing control over victims. Moreover, survivors of these crimes often suffer serious physical injuries, and some are killed as a result of this brutal violence. Second, indirectly, as the proliferation of weapons not only directly contributes to sexual violence, but also increases the complexity of conflict itself. The availability of weapons contributes to fueling conflict, creating a fertile environment for the spread of sexual violence against individuals in affected communities. The deteriorating security situation and forced displacement also narrows the means of life and increase the opportunities for exploitation of victims and targeting women and girls in particular. There are many challenges that countries face when analyzing the risks of sexual violence to make a decision to export weapons to different countries, perhaps the most important of which is that some licensing officials ignore the analysis of the risks of gender-based violence separately, as they believe that the general analysis of human rights in this country is sufficient to cover the issue. However, gender-based violence requires special attention and independent assessment, as well as the difficulty of obtaining the information necessary to assess the risks of gender-based violence due to the silence of victims and their fear of prevailing norms and traditions in society or fear of prosecution by perpetrators. There are also misconceptions about gender-based violence, as it is believed that sexual violence is only a women's issue or that it is only related to domestic violence. However, in reality, all types of conventional weapons can contribute to the commission of gender-based violence, and any individual can be exposed to it, whether in the context of armed conflict or otherwise. In addition, when assessing risks, the record of countries in diverting weapons to armed and terrorist groups is sometimes not taken into account. Therefore, it is possible that weapons flow to a country that diverts them to an armed conflict or supports an armed group to achieve its political goals, regardless of human rights considerations. For example, in Sudan, the flow of weapons to the rapid support group through diversions has led to the continuation of armed conflict throughout the country. This has contributed to the exacerbation of mass rape since the beginning of the conflict in April 2023, and has led to a number of women committing suicide out of fear of shame and social stigma. Some human rights testimonies published under a pseudonym for fear of societal stigma for the victims confirmed that the rapid support forces use weapons to threaten women, rape them, and kill anyone who defends them from their relatives. In one of the published testimonies, a 35-year-old Nubian woman said that 6 fighters from the rapid support groups stormed her family's home. Then the men gang raped her and killed her husband and son when they tried to defend her. Based on the above, Maat recommends the following: raising awareness and training. It is necessary to train those responsible for licensing arms on gender-based violence and its impact on armed conflicts. This should include teaching how to distinguish between types of conflict and determine the extent to which conventional weapons affect. It is important to improve access to information on gender-based violence through reliable and documented sources to ensure an accurate assessment of the risks associated with arms exports and to support civil society organizations working on these issues. Strengthening coordination between countries and international sources that provide information on gender-based violence with the aim of exchanging experiences and best practices in this field. Thank you.